Hey everyone, so today I'm going to discuss about the relation between or the relation involving two famous irrational numbers, which is nothing but pi and e. Why famous? Because whenever you do calculation, these are the two irrational numbers which usually pop up. So the question is, if I take the powers of if I take the powers, that means pi raised to e and e raised to pi, then the question is, what is relation between them? Relation as in whether pi raised to e is bigger than e raised to pi, or it is less, or it is equal. So this is the question which one can ask. So let's try to find the solution for this. So the very first method to see which is bigger or which is smaller is calculator. Yeah, so one can check easily by calculator. But yeah, anyways, there is no fun in using calculator. But yeah, don't do right now. Just the other methods and then you can use calculator. So let me tell you a way to find which is bigger and which is smaller. Okay, so I'll be using single variable calculus. So what I will do is, if I consider a function f of x equal to x raised to 1 by x, and what is my domain? Domain is 0, infinity. Why 1 by x? Because see, by looking at the inequality, you have to choose the function. So if I see the inequality over here, to prove this thing is same as to ask whether my pi raised to 1 by pi and e raised to 1 by e, which is greater and which is smaller, right? So saying this thing is same as to say this thing. So it's a number raised to 1 by number. So from here one can guess that if I take this as my function, then I can get something fruitful. Okay, so if I take the derivative of this function, now since it's a variable raised to variable, so what is the technique? If I call this as y, so you take log on both sides. So what I have, ln of y is equal to ln of x raised to 1 by x, and this is nothing but 1 by x will come ahead. So we have, now we take the derivative. So applying chain rule, we get 1 upon y dy by dx equal to, if I apply division rule, so this is nothing but 1 minus ln of x upon x square. You can apply division rule and you get this as an answer. So what is your dy by dx or f dash of x? It is y, you take this y over here, 1 minus ln of x upon x square. Now when you studied application of derivatives, you saw that there is something called as a critical point. So what is a critical point? Critical point are those points where a derivative is 0 or where it is 0 or not defined. Now in this case it is defined everywhere, since my domain is 0 to infinity, so this is not a problem. So it is defined everywhere. So question is where it is 0. So provided your numerator is 0. So this implies what? Your x is nothing but e. So x equal to e is my critical point. Okay, now once you have a critical point, you see whether at point e you have maximum or the minima. So there are two ways to check whether at point e, whether the function have maximum value or the minimum value. One is by first derivative test and one is by second derivative test. So I won't be going by second derivative test because this is not a good looking function. Taking double derivative will involve lot of work. So let's go by first derivative test. So what does the first derivative test says? The first derivative test says you first construct the intervals. So in this case it will be 0 to e and e to infinity, and then you check the sign of derivative. So and then you conclude whether your function is an increasing function or the decreasing function. Okay, now here what is the sign of derivative? Whenever your x is between 0 to e, so whenever your x is less than e, this term is less than 1 and rest everything is positive. So therefore f dash is what? The sign is positive. And whenever your x is bigger than e, this term is bigger than 1. So what you have, this is negative. So this means what? My function is increasing, and on e to infinity my function is decreasing. So whenever your f dash is changing from, so it's increasing and then it's decreasing. So at e, what you are having? Maximum value. So therefore at e you are having the maximum value. That means what? You take any x in the domain, your f of x is always less equal f of e. That's what you mean by maxima, right? A function takes maximum value at e means what? The image of e under f is always greater or equal image of f for all values of x. Okay, so this implies what? Your f of pi is also less equal f of e, because this is true for all x, hence it is true for pi also. Okay, so one thing to observe here is your f of pi and f of e are not equal, right? Why they are not equal? Because see, from e onwards the function is decreasing. From e onwards your function is a decreasing function. So if this is my e, this is my 3, suppose this is pi, obviously your 3 lies between e and pi, and suppose this is my f of e somewhere, and suppose your f of a and f of pi are same, that means what, your f of pi is also here, right? But then from here onward the function is decreasing and my function is continuous. So if at all it has to come to this point, after some point it has to increase, right? Otherwise it won't come to f of pi. But then from e onwards all the sign is negative, or you can say there is no other minimum value for function f, right? So therefore f of e and f of pi, they can't be same, so therefore these two things are not equal. Okay, so therefore we have this strict inequality. So what do we have? We have finally, we have f of pi is less than f of e. So that means what? Pi raised to 1 by pi is less than e raised to 1 by e. That means what? Pi raised to e is less than. So that's simple. Okay, so to only construct the function f by looking at this term. Once you have the function, simply take the derivative, equate it to 0. Maximum minima will help us to get the relation between them. So that's the second way to do. Third way, I mean, if you see this carefully, where was our function? If you see our function carefully, I took x raised to 1 by x, and when I took the derivative, see, this y was not playing any role. Only 1 minus ln x upon x square was playing the role. So that means ln x upon x. So if I take my function as, instead of x raised to 1 by x, if I take the third way, I'm telling you, if I take my function x, f as ln of x upon x, right? Because that's what we observed, because this was not playing any role, only this was this suffices to find the critical point. So if you take this as your function, and if you do the same thing, you keep on doing, you take the derivative, equate it to 0, you get the critical point, e will come out with the critical point, and the same theory happens. So even you can use this function to prove a result. And one last method I would like to tell, which involves, okay, it involves Taylor's theorem. So it's a deep theorem. Till now we have used very basic single variable calculus and derivatives. We have not used high mathematics. But yeah, Taylor theorem, yeah, so it's itself a big theorem. But anyways, using a Taylor theorem also you can prove this. How one can prove that? So you know that Taylor series for e raised to x, right? It is nothing but 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial. And this is true for all x belongs to real number. So since this e raised to x is nothing but this series, that means what, our e raised to x is strictly greater than 1 plus x. Right, because e raised to x is the infinite series. So if I truncate all the terms, if I take only first two terms, I have this relation. Okay, now this is true for all x. So if I take x equal to pi by e minus 1, what do I get? I get e raised to pi by e minus 1 greater than 1 plus pi by e minus 1. This is e raised to pi by e upon e greater than pi by e. So if I cancel e over here, I get e raised to pi by e greater than pi. So therefore e raised to pi is greater than pi raised to e. So this is one more nice proof to get the relation between these two numbers. So yeah, I mean, if you know some other methods, you can comment in the comment section. And if you have any doubt in this, any of the four methods, yeah, now you can check with the calculator. Yeah, by the way, you can check what is the value of this and what is the value of this. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section. Thank you.